keep hearing people say, "Oh, this movie looks just like Twilight. Oh, that movie looks like Twilight," and so forth. Well, let's see if this one is not one of those. This is Mortal Instruments, The City of Bones. It's The City of Bones. It's the first book in the best-selling urban fantasy series by Cassandra Clare, and the movie stars Lily Collins as Clary Fay, Jace Campbell, Jamie Campbell Bower as Jace Wayland, Kevin Zegas as Alex Starkweather, some British chick as Isabella Starkweather, and Jared Harris as Hodge Starkweather. So basically, the movie's set in New York, as does basically every movie that's been made. Anyway, the movie's set in New York, and it's centered around Clary Fay, who has some mysterious things. Who, after a series of mysterious happenings, discovers she is a mysterious creature called a shadow hunter, which is basically like a humanized angel who hunts down demons and protects the world, or protects the city. So basically, after she discovers that her mom is one of them too, because after her mom and her mom and her boyfriend Luke, who's actually a werewolf, get kidnapped, by these traitor shadow hunters. Clary's taken by is found by Jace, as well as and so is her nerdy friend Simon Lewis. The both are taken over to an institute that only Clary can see because shadow hunters only have the powers to see certain things which mortal humans can't. So there she meets Alec and Alex, as well as Hodge, who is the keeper there. And of course, all along the way, the villain in this movie is a traitor shadow hunter named Valentine Morgenstern, played by Jonathan Rhys Meyers, and he's like this crazed shadow hunter who wants to take over the world, take over New York, obviously, but raising a mortal instrument called the Mortal Cup. He used to and turn people evil like him, but just by having them drink some of his blood. So when I went to this movie, I had no knowledge of it whatsoever. I only had slight hope about what it was about because I had read only a little bit of the book. But when I went to the movie, I went to the very first showing in my theater, so there's a very little crowd. But when I went to the movie, I can definitely say that it actually, it's kind of, I didn't like the movie very much, but at the same time I didn't hate it, and here's why. So basically, I really like the storyline of this film because it was definitely, in its own way, it was pretty original because it didn't seem to have any rehashes or connections with any other movies I had seen. But the two things in the movie that really do crack me off. One thing about that is some of the elements come from Twilight is because that every single fantasy movie ever made, when it's successful, always takes place in New York. No! I have no disrespect for New York, but every single thing happens in New York, and it's just so predictable that it's cliched. And if you're a filmmaker and you want to make a great movie somewhere or have a great premise somewhere, do it somewhere other place like Boston or Lafayette, Indiana, or Indianapolis, Chicago, New Orleans. So, these are all great cities. New York isn't the only great city. I have no disrespect to New York, but it's not the only city. Moving on. So, that's my first critique out of the way. My second critique is that I didn't really see the Twilight Saga, but a lot of people keep saying that one of the elements, such as one where Clary and Jason alone together, are kind of from Twilight, basically. So I'm not gonna take that as a thing from Twilight, but I'm really determined this thing does not rip off Twilight or any other movie for that matter. So overall, for the movie, is it faithful to the book? Yes, it is. Is it a great movie? Of course it is. Is it thoroughly perfect? Not exactly. Is the movie ruined by the performances? Absolutely not. Lily Collins, I've not seen Lily Collins perform whatsoever, but I really like the way I really like the character in this movie, and like the stuff she wore, and like the costume she wears, like the dress she wore, and like the black colored clothes she wears at the institute. I was mesmerized for much of the time. Jimmy Kimmel Brown did a great job in helping with Jace Wayland. My favorite performance ever in this movie is Jared Harris as Hodge Starkweather. The guy is method actor. He doesn't just portray his characters; he is his character. Trust me. I saw this guy in Sherlock Holmes: The Game of Shadows. The guy stole his character as Professor Moriarty, and this film he does it again and does it really well. So Professor Moriarty, hats off to you. Overall, I won't say this movie is anything special, but I did have a really great time with it. Enough to say that the movie is definitely a good time. No lunches required. So basically, I had such a great time with this movie, and I hope you did as well. Comment below. Let me know what you guys want to hear. Please like as well. Check out my Facebook page. I'm trying to get 100 likes, so check that out as well. Also come on my Facebook page. I'm posting my new rating system, which you guys can check out as well. And also stay tuned for Friday when I will be reviewing The World's End. That's all I have for today. I am Aaron for M&M Weekly, and I will see you next time, movie buffs.